What is going on YouTube? In today's episode of Rad Dad Life, we're going to be doing a quick first impressions of my MIKOLO PR5. It's the best home gym setup? I don't know, let's find out. Alright, just like always, I'm wearing my hand up pants. I just came out from just running errands with my boys, got back home, put them down for a nap. Could have got changed, but these are literally just as comfy as sweatpants. They're just as stretchy and they allow me to do any range of motion. So I wore them, kind of cool. I really like these pants. But I have done technically 4 workouts in this gym. I did my program already, so I did push, pull, legs, and I did pull again today. So I got a kind of rough idea of how this rig is gonna do over time and how it is essentially the bang for your buck, how well it does for the bang for your buck. So I will link it in the description and I will put a picture up right now. This is exactly what I got, everything that you see in that picture. I did add a couple of different things, like you will see my, essentially it's like a leg roller, but I use it for lat pull downs and I also use it for Bulgarians. Really, really cool, that is from Rap Fitness. Other than that, everything that you see here did come with the home gym setup. All right, so we'll go over initially the pricing. This thing initially was like $1,500. Initially it came with a quad extension / hamstring pull. They got rid of that, or at least it wasn't included in the package anymore. I looked and I saw that the price had gone down to like $1,200. So that was already cool because I didn't need that. I don't really use that as often. Plus I'm trying to get the best bang for my buck. Once I saw that, I reached out to them. I said, hey, I'm a healthcare worker. Is there any discounts available? They went ahead and gave me 6% off. So I ended up paying $1,150. So this is definitely not sponsored by them. I'm not promoted by them or any which way. I'm just telling you guys this is the price I paid. The discounts that I got are the discounts you could get if you're a healthcare worker, or they seem really good about giving discounts away. At least from what I can see, they seem pretty good in understanding, which is really cool. Thumbs up to them. So let's go over the pros. The pros is, with this gym setup, $1,150 gets you everything you will ever need, except obviously it doesn't get you weights and a barbell and a bench. But besides that, as far as for a home gym setup to get you started, it is everything and more. All you have to do is be creative and you can get your entire workouts done. These lever arms initially were a niche thing, I think, but now there's multiple videos on YouTube of using these for a million different purposes. Yesterday I did leg day, and for a variation or accessory movement, I actually did belt squats, something I always wanted to try, but my gyms, most commercial gyms do not have these. Only like legit gyms have these things, like powerhouse, private owned gyms. So I was able to actually do that. I will link the video in the description. Just look out for it. So I was able to do that and it felt great. I really, really enjoyed these belt squats. They just kind of emphasize on the glutes, good range of motion, overall really great. Along with that, I've done deadlifts with these. Not the easiest because I'm smaller, so I was able to kind of squeeze in between. A bigger person or a wider stance won't be able to do it, at least to the extent that I was able to do. But as long as you're creative, watch a bunch of videos, you can definitely get a lot of success from this, or a lot of variation from these lever arms. This is a taller rig. I want to say it's a 96 inch. It is 12 gauge steel, so I definitely wanted 12 gauge steel. I was willing to pay a little extra for that, just because that's what I'm used to. Not saying I needed that or it's not good enough. The 16 gauge steel wasn't good enough for me. I just like the robust feeling of the 12 gauge steel. Along with that, let's go through the pros. Pros, price, bang for your buck. So like I said, you get all these accessories for the price of $1,100. I looked at Rogue, Pals of Steel, which was that old rack, Rep Fitness, Titan Fitness. Everything would cost, to see everything you have here, $2,000 and more dollars that sounded weird, $2,000 plus dollars just to get everything you see here. So to pay half that price and get everything that I would need or ever want, that's already an easy, as long as the longevity of this and the robustness last, which I think it is. The robustness, I don't know, like fit and finish wise, not too sure, but it is 12 gauge steel. I don't see that failing on me, or at least the parts and components. So for the price, you can't beat that. Less than $1,200 for everything you'll ever need. That's amazing. I even bought a battle rope because it comes with an anchor, it comes with a landmine. So I bought a Vikings Fitness little like fat grip adapter, just because I have all these accessories. I might as well take advantage of them, and I'm the kind of person that definitely will take advantage of them. So a huge pro to that. Another pro is it has the numbers in the front. Really, really cool. Makes my life significantly easier for making sure everything is nice and level. On my phone, when I track my stuff, I say put I inserted rack at 23, and it's kind of nice to actually be able to immediately know as long as I remember what numbers I put in. Secondly, one of the biggest pros that I have, my last rack did not have, which is super, super cool, is it actually has holes in every direction, which makes it amazing because that dip bar or anything I can mount this way. So if I'm using this area, somebody wants to use the lever arms, they can mount the lever arms to the side of my gym and use them freely without interrupting my workout over here or in the rig, which is phenomenal. That's super, super cool. I really, really enjoy that. Along with that, the other pro is a lat pull down. It does come with the bar and like a bicep curl row. So highly recommend it. If you just, is this as far as you get, you don't want to listen to the cons, then you can stop the video here. Great buy, highly recommend it. Even though the cons, I'll tell you right now, are in there, I think the pros, the price, and what you get outweighs the cons. But let's get to the cons. So we'll walk through you guys with the cons. First con is this. Everything that holds the rack or the accessories to the rack are held together by these little pins here. So for the most part, I mean, for the lever arms and stuff like that, I'm pretty comfortable that these will hold up over time. Not too concerned for the integral structure of them, at least because obviously this guy will take the brute force. This shouldn't take anything. But my main concern is for the belt safety restraints, which I really, really like. I love these. I don't like the actual bar because if I ever drop it or do anything that damages the bar or the safety pulls, this will catch it. At least I thought it would. Two things. One, those same pins are right here. So if I drop a 400-pound squat on this guy, this is held together by this pin here. It's gonna slam back. I am not the most comfortable doing that, at least a couple of times. It may last a few times, but I'm just not a big fan of this being the main component of my safety rack, is being held together by this small thin pin. I would definitely have liked obviously one that fits the entire diameter, because it is a big diameter that's in there. It's a pretty big diameter, so actually if I had a bolt that went through that exact size, I'd feel a lot more comfortable than this little pin here. Second, on the safety rack, this thing you had to put together on your own. Wasn't a big deal. The problem is that this screw is threaded all the way through. It would have been cool if the actual bolt, the thread started here and then went out, but they actually have threads all the way through. So now you're telling me this thing, from constant friction, which is like a seatbelt material, I feel like it's gonna fray the belt or the material over time and ruin the integral structure of that belt. So not a big fan of that. I wish they would have just went with the regular rack attachment that just hooks into the rack, not so much this. Not a big fan of that. I would have paid extra money for a better safety harness. Secondly, this isn't the smoothest. It works. I'm hoping it gets better over time. I do like how it's on like these little rollers, but overall it's not the smoothest. It is new. Like I said, this is my first impressions after doing a week of using it. It is new. I'm hoping it does get better, but I will show you a picture in the video. My very first, essentially it was a roll that I tried doing with 45s on each side of this. You'll see the picture right now that the carabiner that comes with it broke. So not that assuring. Secondly, they don't give you anything extra. Obviously, it's a budget build. They're not going to give you anything extra with this guy. So the fact that they gave me extra ones of these make me question the integral structure of these in general. Another option or another feature that I did not like, obviously the fit and finish you're going to pay for. So as you can see here, some bubbling in the material. Let's see if I can zoom in. There you go. Not a big problem. I know it's a budget rack. I know that you're not gonna get that perfect premium fill. Another thing was anything that bolts into the rack itself requires this huge bolt. You'll see in my assembly video, it does require a 36mm socket, which unless you own a semi-truck or something huge like that, you really don't own. It's a crazy big bolt. Another thing that I didn't point out that I forgot is these J-hooks. They're actually pretty good. I like how they're not too high. They work really good. My main concern is this. If you can see, I've only used it for 1 week already, and it's pretty close. Obviously, my bar does have pretty aggressive knurling from bowels of steel, but pretty soon I'm going to be on steel, and I don't like that. I really don't know how to fix that. Obviously, I really wish all this extra would have been on top, not so much the other way around. So pretty soon I'll be on steel. I might have to buy the J-hooks that have rollers. My last rack had them, and they're great. Not so much with these ones. So let's talk about comparison. If you're looking into Rep Fitness, to Rogue, to Titan Fitness, Balls of Steel, I can't really speak for Titan Fitness. I've never used their stuff, but Rep Fitness and Rogue I have, and I've also seen the videos on them in detail. Phenomenal fit and finish, and they're beautiful rigs, racks. They're amazing. Balls of Steel I do have the most experience with, because that's the last rack that I had. So let's go like this. Rogue and Rep Fitness to me are like the luxury cars. They're like the Porsche or Lamborghinis of the rack world. Fit and finish are beautiful. They're strong, sturdy. They're made very precise. I really like those. Balls of Steel is on par with those, but for a budget. So yeah, you're gonna pay more. It's still $2,000 and more to get what I got here. But with that one, I did not see a compromising fit or finish or anything. It looked beautiful. It was a great rack. I really, really liked everything that rack had to offer. For the price, it's great. If you're looking for that quality of rack or Rogue, or if you're looking for that quality like Rep Fitness or Rogue, Balls of Steel would be a good alternative if you're more on a budget. If you're looking for straight budget, but still cannot compromise on 12 gauge steel and having some accessories, this is the best bang for your buck. I could have technically forked over those Balls of Steels, but for less than $1,200 to get all this, I just could not pass that up. I could use that extra $800-900 on other things in my life. I could spend that on the boys, on anything else. So for bang for your buck, you can't go wrong with this. I'm not concerned about the integrity or structure. I think everything as far as the rack itself will hold up. Like I said, not a big fan of these little things here and there, but those are replaceable. The rack itself, the lever arms, and the attachments all seem to be in very good standing. I very much think they'll last the lifetime of what I'll ever need them for. So if you guys have any questions or comments or anything about the rack or my miniature home gym setup, leave them in the comments. I do read them all. I do reply to them all. And as always, have a